Everyone, now we're going to begin the review for chapter 16. Okay, here's the first question. So, chapter 16, number 1. So, what is the difference between weather and climate? So, what's the difference between weather and climate? Okay, so let's see the answer. So for chapter 16, number 1, weather are daily variations in the atmosphere. So daily variations in the atmosphere. Whereas climate are long-term conditions in the atmosphere. Climate are long-term conditions in the atmosphere. Or long-term atmospheric conditions. Okay, number 2, chapter 16, number 2. Which of the following protects us from UV radiation? So protection from UV is offered by which of the following? And it is going to be B, the ozone layer. So that's B. Okay. Chapter 16, number 3. What is the name of the middle layer? Well, the middle light blue layer. So looks like it's this one here. So the middle layer, middle meso, so this is the mesosphere. And but you should also know these other spheres, like for example the lower layer here. So you should know the names of these layers. Okay. Chapter 16, number 4. What causes seasons? So let's see the cause. And the cause is, let me be clear here, it's the constant angle of the Earth's tilt. So constant angle of Earth's tilt. So that's D. So there's a trick question here. Changing tilt is incorrect. The Earth's axis tilt does not change. The tilt is constant. Well, actually, let's look at that in more detail. So this is the real cause. D, though, it's actually, be clear here, D is a side effect of this. So because the Earth has a constant tilt, the angle of the sun changes, or in the sky. So the seasons, an effect of that is that the angle of the sun changes. So this is the sun, this is the Earth. As the Earth orbits the sun, at one time of the year the axis points towards the sun, and another time of the year the axis points away from the sun. And from our perspective, what we see is that when we're pointing towards the sun is higher up in the sky, and that'll be summer. And then we're pointing away from the sun, we find that the sun is going to be lower in the sky, and that'll correspond to winter. So the real cause is that the Earth has a constant tilt, but in terms of this question, the effect is that the angle of the sun changes in the sky. Okay, chapter 16, number 5. When the Earth is in a position such that the north end of the axis is tilted 23 degrees towards the sun, this is called what in the northern hemisphere? So I kind of probably gave this away in the last question. So chapter 16, number 5. So going back to this picture here, let me eliminate this. So in this period, the Earth's axis is constant and is pointing towards the sun, and the sun is higher up in the sky, and that's going to correspond to summer. And the longest day in the summer is called the summer solstice. So that's A. Well, for 16.5, it's A. Next question. 16, number 6. When you pick up a hot pan off of the stove without protecting your hands, the heat you feel is transferred by which one of these processes? So it's going to be conduction. So there are 3 modes where heat travels, but heat where you get it by direct contact, by touching a pan. By the contact, that's conduction. So you should also be familiar with the other modes of heat transfers. But for this one, direct contact is called conduction. Heat transferred by direct contact is called conduction. Okay, so here are more examples. So chapter 16, number 7, the water inside the pot. What is the mode of heat transfer inside the pot? The boiling pot, so inside here. And inside the pot, the boiling water, heat is transferred by convection. So that's the other one, convection. So this has to do with, I guess you can call it boiling. But it's not really boiling, it's, this is how heat is transferred through fluids. So heat transferred through fluids. So for example, magma, that's how heat is transferred throughout magma, but also in ocean currents and air currents.